Yo, what is good, YouTube, and welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're going to be ranking the top 5 best players at each position here in NBA 2K24 MyTEAM. Before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 15,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I'm uploading every single day, tons of daily MyTEAM content. Would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. I'm trying to push towards that 15K mark by the end of November, and we're about 250 away with 9 or 10 days left to go, so we'd really appreciate if y'all do subscribe. Without further ado, let's hop right into it. So, point guard position is the first position. We'll start off with, I guess we'll go 5-1 at each position, actually, which means I guess we will start off with Pete Maravich at 5. The point guard position is kind of tough, the 5th spot specifically, because it could go to a few different guys, but I think Pistol Pete is the guy that I would go with. For 84,000 MT, you're just not going to get much better value. 86 speed and excel, 93 ball, 50 driving dunk. Defensively, he's not great, but he does have actually decent defensive badges. Playmaking badges are pretty good. He's a great shooter, and he can dunk wide open. The fact that he can defend and shot create at a high level is very, very nice. 6'5" with the defensive badges that he has actually makes him defend a lot better than you would expect with only silver and a bronze defensive badge. Not amazing stats, but at 6'5", he's got that size as well, which is really, really valuable. Combine that with an elite shooting ability, very capable playmaker as well, and overall, I think Pete Maravich is one of the better all-around point guards in the entire game, and I think he does deserve a top 5 spot right now, although it is very, very close with him and guys like Dwayne Wade, Derek White. There's a few other guys, I'm sure, as well, that could argue to crack the top 5. Magic Johnson, guys like that. So a lot of good point guards. But John Wall is who I have at number 4. 97 speed and excel. He's a elite slasher, great playmaker with really solid SIGs, and a really, really solid defensive point guard. Shooting-wise, he is not elite, but his release is one of the fastest in the entire game. So he does a ton of things very, very well on the court, and is one of the better point guards in the game for sure. The speed, the slashing, and the playmaking is just so nice on him, and then defensively, he holds it down as well. Lonzo's at number 3, maybe the most all-around, well-rounded point guard in the game. But he's not incredible offensively. His push cross is good. He's got good speed, good shooter, good slasher, but nothing too insane in any specific area. Playmaking badges are good, but I don't think those are the most important badges. Like, I don't think I'm getting a huge difference out of half break, stutter, dime, or needle thread, or unpluckable versus what I'd get out of having those things on gold. Defensive badge wise, though, very, very solid. He's good on the interior. He's versatile. He is just a really, really nice all-around card. Can compete at the highest level against any point guard in the game. I really like Lonzo a lot, and I think he's a very, very good card. Harden is all the way up at number 2, despite not being able to defend as well as the other guys on this list, at least badge-wise. Although I will say Harden does have half glove. He's still got a couple defensive badges. He is 6'5", and he's actually got half decent defensive stats as well. Very good speed, half agent 3, limitless range, dimer, handles for days, hyperdrive, and killer combos, gold speed booster. He's got all the key offensive badges he needs, even gold bully, precision dunker, posterizer. Bulldozer, precision dunker, and posterizer. 95 shot 3. He's a really good slasher. His movement is very unique to Harden. He's got his all of his own type animations, but you're gonna have to figure those out. But that being said, Harden is as good as it gets offensively at the point guard position in my team, but unfortunately nobody really compares to SGA still, simply because there's nobody else in the game at the point guard position who can get every single badge, but then also SGA has the size and the versatility and a really good release, MJ dribble style, shot creation ability all the way around, and the ability, like I said, to get every badge. So you can add limitless range, blinders, anchor, challenger, clamps, etc., glove interceptor. You can really swoop him out in whichever specific area that you would like to. 83 shot 3, not an insane slasher, but good enough, especially again with upgraded slashing badges. He's already got good ones. He's already got great all-around badges. He's such a good card, and with some badge boosts becomes easily the best point guard in the game right now. Shooting guard position number 5 is going to be ISO Joe Johnson, the gauntlet card. A little bit of a baited release, but Joe Johnson's a great card. He's a top tier all-around shooting guard. Stat and badge wise, he is elite. I understand the release is not incredible, but that is okay. I can certainly work with it. The shooting badges are incredible. He's another guy who can get every badge upgraded as well, so you can add speed booster, you can upgrade defensive badges, you can add anchor, you can swoop him out if you would like. He's already got incredible all-around stats and badges though, and I think Joe Johnson, really good card, just not quite as good as people were hoping he would be. Mikal Bridges is pretty much 3-and-D at shooting guard. He can shot create a little bit. I like his release. I think he defends incredibly well. I think he's a really good card. MJ is kind of like Mikal Bridges, except he's more slash and shot create than ND. He's not really much of a shooter. He'll hit wide open when he is open from the three-point line, but he's not really a three hunter. He is a slasher, but he has great, very, very good sigs, attacks the rim really, really well, feels super fast, and is one of the best defensive cards in the entire game. MJ, despite not being an elite shooter, is still a top 3 shooting guard in my team. Brandon Roy is who I have at number 2. I would not have Brandon Roy at number 2 if you don't have him badged out. I will say that. If he's not fully badged, you're just not going to get the full impact of this Brandon Roy, because he needs playmaking badges upgraded. He needs shooting badges upgraded. He needs defensive badges added. There's a lot that this card still needs as a base card to truly be super viable, but once you get those things on him, it becomes an absolutely elite option at the shooting guard position. Has a great release, great slasher, all those types of things. Brandon Roy is an incredible card, and then Paul George is just the most well-rounded shooting guard in the game. He's the tallest guy on this list at 6'8". He might have the best release of any of these cards, at least debatably. He's an elite level shooter. He's a very capable slot shot creator, and then he's an exceptional slasher and a really, really good defensive card. He is so well-rounded, one of the most well-rounded cards in the entire game right now, and definitely one of the best cards in my team right now. The best shooting guard in the game, PG-13. At small forward, going with Kawhi Leonard at number 5. I like this Kawhi, great 3-and-D card, but that's about it. He does have a high enough ball handle to time burst, and he is a capable enough slasher, but generally speaking, what you're getting out of Kawhi is mainly really, really good defense and a very smooth, easy, consistently easy to green release. His finishing, shooting, and playmaking badges leave a little bit to be desired. Not incredible, but defensively, he's amazing, and I think he's a phenomenal all-around card, one of the best 3-and-D cards in all of my team. Number 4 is going to be Scotty Barnes. Scotty Barnes, he gets boosted up further when he has an Evo, when his duo is activated with Pascal Siakam, but I think he's an awesome card. 84,000 MT for him, 88 speed, 87 excel, 82 shot 3, 80 standing, and 80 driving dunk. Defensively, he's great. Badge-wise, all the way around, very, very solid. A lot of key badges in a lot of areas. The duo does boost him up some more, gives him some extra hoffs, especially, which is really nice. And I'm actually starting this duo right now, but I think Scotty Barnes is pretty close to as good as anybody because he's so well-rounded statistically. He's very fast. He's a really versatile defender. He can hit an open shot. He can shot create for himself. He's a good slasher, and he's a great defender. He's just a really versatile all-around card at the small forward position. But at number 3, I got AK-47 Andre Kirilenko. I just think defensively he gives me more than Scotty Barnes. Offensively, they're kind of similar. Both can time and burst when they have a... well, AK needs a ball handle shoot, but they can both time and burst when maxed out. Both of them are elite defenders. Both of them not the most insane offensive cards. Scotty probably a little better shot creator and definitely a better slasher, but overall I think AK has more of a defensive edge. Gives a little more size as well. And he squeaks ahead for me at number 3. Number 2 is KD. I had it switched like this in my top 10 small forwards a few days ago, sometime last week. I think fully badged KD is better than AK. I like AK more defensively than KD, even if you do have a KD that is fully badged with a bunch of souped defensive badges. With that being said, KD gives you a lot more offensively, a lot more range, a lot more shot creation ability, a great, very tough to contest fade, and more slashing ability, and I think it is a little bit naive or a little bit foolish, I guess, to put AK over KD, despite the fact that I do love AK as much as I do. I think KD gets that peak spot, but obviously, LeBron is the best small forward in the game right now. People do not really have this card and will not have him until tomorrow for the most part, except for the very few people who did pull him. But his stats and badges are the best of any card in the game, and it's really not particularly close. You can compare this card to anybody, and it's not particularly close. Defensively, he's exceptional. Playmaking wise, slashing wise, he's exceptional, and obviously as a shooter, he's also very good. His release is improved this year. His animations are improved this year. LeBron is the best card in the game, and I cannot wait to get him and put him to use starting tomorrow. Power forward position, we have 5 new players, of course, and at number 5, it's going to be Anthony Davis. AD becoming a tiny bit outdated. He's still not really outdated, though. Speed isn't incredible, but defensively, he's super versatile. He's still a very good athlete, and his release is super smooth and super easy to green, and he is a great, great shot maker still. So AD certainly still deserves a top 5 spot. Jared Vanderbilt, when he's fully devoed, man, I mean, he's already not... he still has the potential to go to a diamond, actually, based on the result of tonight's game versus the Jazz. So fingers crossed the Lakers win that game, but he's already one of the most complete power forwards in the game. Great speed, good shooter, great slasher, great defender, super versatile all-around card, a lot of key badges. Jared Vanderbilt, an absolute dog. Definitely a top 4 power forward in my opinion. Number 3, going to go with Chris Bosh. You could make an argument for Vanderbilt over Chris Bosh, and I would not disagree with you. But what Bosh does have is the ability to get every single badge and a little bit more size. You get him boosted up with extra badges and stuff. He is going to probably be a better option. Chet Holmgren, I will also give a slight edge to because he's 7'1" is the main reason. He's got like a 4 or 5 inch height advantage over Jared Vanderbilt. Doesn't have the speed or shot creation ability that JV does, but he's also a very good shooter. He's also a very good defender. His low strength is annoying, but the size, especially at power forward, helps make up for it, and overall, he's a great card. But yeah, Did I put Giannis at number 1? I put Pascal Siakam at number 1. I put Giannis at center, actually. So keep that in mind. I have Giannis listed at the center position on this list. But Siakam is who I have at number 1. I think he's basically better Jared Vanderbilt. He's Jared Vanderbilt, but he can time burst. He's Jared Vanderbilt, but he might have a slightly better, well, I think the releases are probably about the same. He's just a better all-around card than Jared Vanderbilt. He's got the key badges a little bit better in terms of having off-anchor, interceptor, rebound chaser, things of that nature. But they're both 6'8", versatile power forwards who can kind of do everything on the court. But Siakam definitely has more of an edge, and I think he's just a more evolved, better version of a guy like Jared Vanderbilt. Center position is also pretty straightforward. Going with Jaren Jackson Jr. at the 5 spot. At the 5, so there you go. Jared Jackson, elite defensive big. He's a very good shooter as well with a very smooth release. His player build makes him look bigger than 6'10", which is the main reason that I put him at center and AD at power forward. But I like the speed advantage for Jaren right there as well. Defensively, I like the card. I just think he stretches the floor, has good speed, defends his butt off. Really good card. Does a lot of things really, really well. At number 4 and number 3, it's basically the same card. We got Shaquille O'Neal and Wilt Chamberlain. So I'll just put them in together. Wilt, slightly better free throw shooter, slightly better mid-range shooter, and also has a better base takeover with defensive take, whereas Shaq has sloshing. So to me, I give the slight edge to Wilt because of a few small things, but overall, they're really close. They're basically the same card. Just dominant inside bigs. They pretty much are going to give you the exact same thing on the court. Joel Embiid is my number 2 favorite center in the game right now. 7'1". He's got the player build and size to compete with guys like Shaq and Wilt. He's still an elite interior defensive card and offensive card as a masher and stuff, but he gives you the ability to stretch the floor in a way that Shaq and Wilt simply don't. I understand he's like 15 speed slower than them, but I don't really care because I want that floor stretching ability, and he's still got good enough speed to compete. And then at the number 1 spot, like I said, I put Giannis at center. I just think Giannis's impact at the center position is so good because he does give you the inside ability of a guy like Wilt and Shaq in a lot of ways. He gives you incredible length, great size, but also great shot creation ability. He can stretch the floor in a way that Embiid can. He's kind of the best of both worlds between all of these cards. Can really do everything on the court at a super high level, especially when he's badged out. I think Giannis is right there. Is still one of the best cards in all of my team. So it's the last card in today's video, and today's lists are as follows. Point guard, SGA, James Harden, Lonzo Ball, John Wall, and Pete Maravich. Shooting guard, PG, Brandon Roy, Michael Jordan, Mikal Bridges, and Joe Johnson. Small forward, King James, KD, AK-47, Scotty Barnes, and Kawhi. And then power forward is Pascal Siakam, Chet, Bosh, JV, and AD. And then center is the Greek Freak, Joel Embiid, Wilt, Shaq, and Triple J. So really, really good team. A lot of good cards in this. Some of these guys are free and budget cards as well. We got some decent like value cards, free cards, budget cards at most of these positions as well, which is something that I do think is a very good sign. I think you can build a great team right now, even as a no money spent player, relatively easily. And I think this game is actually in a pretty rewarding state. So that is good for the video. I hope y'all did enjoy. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.